What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? Just out here in the park, sitting in nature, trying to just calm myself, relax, taking the moment that I'm providing for myself to just be. I guess this is a little bit of what I want to talk about today. How we, don't take time for ourselves to just be, to just feel, how we truly are feeling inside, to really scan ourselves and take mental notes of what it is we're truly feeling. A lot of times it's, schedules and appointments and duties and habits and all these things combined, they distract us and they pull us away from ever really, focusing on ourselves, focusing on our well-being, and, truly doing the things that bring us joy and the things that make us happy. Instead we just settle for these lifestyles that get us by, that allow us to purchase these material things. Everybody's in the search of money, which I'm not downing money. Money is energy, if you know how to utilize it. But the thing that we got to remember is the money will always come. When it's needed, the money will come. You just need to be open and willing to receive your blessings. The more balanced you are, the more in alignment you are with your life's journey, the more synchronicities, will start happening in your life. You'll start attracting, through the law of attraction, one of the 7 Hermetic principles and universal laws, which is another video in itself, because it's a lot of heavy topic right there. It's a heavy topic with not a lot of knowledge. A lot of substance. Basically makes up life itself and how things react and work with one another. But the law of attraction being one of them, one of the very strong one, depending on our internal dialogue and our internal emotions and thoughts and the words that we speak and the interactions that we have, that determines our vibration, and with your vibration, you're gonna attract like vibrations. So if you're always wondering why all these bad things are happening to you, why negative people always seem to be attracted to you, and you're finding yourself in these negative circumstances, take a moment to sit with yourself and breathe and just. And if you can't even do that, then that alone can probably tell you, those are indicators. We need to know how to read ourselves. We need to know how to determine what we need to improve ourselves. If we can't even do that, we can't always depend on someone else, because no one else at the end of the day is sitting in your thoughts, in your skin. No one else at the end of the day is thinking what you're thinking, experiencing what you're experiencing. The person right next to you going through the same exact day will have a different outcome and perspective as to what you guys experienced. It's all in an individual basis and experience. So you got to find the time for yourself to learn about yourself, truly learn about yourself, and once you start doing that, like I said, you'll start realigning yourself. You'll start noticing these synchronicities. Some people call them miracles, just these things that make you feel good, that reassure you that life is worth living, that there's a purpose, that there's a grand scheme to things, that nothing happens just because. There's no coincidences. Everything is for reason. And you got to take a quantum leap here in your faith and in your knowledge, and realize that we're creating our own reality in an infinite possibility of realities. There's an ocean out there, and depending on what your vibration is, that's the part of the ocean you're swimming in. That's your reality. Your vibration changes, you swim in a different area of that ocean, experience a different reality. Of course, you're the same you, but what you're experiencing is a different reality. You know, so you're truly in the driver's seat. We're all driving our own car. You know, sometimes our cars might come together and we're driving this bus, you know, with more than one steering wheel, because we're all driving, you know, working within a similar reality because we're experiencing things together. But at the end of the day, our perspective is different. So without going too much off topic here, and I just wanted to keep this simple and send that basic message that we got to take time for ourselves. You know, we all got busy schedules. We're all trying to build. We're all trying to create. Some of us are just trying to get by. Whatever it is that you're doing, just know that it has purpose, and just know that it's needed. And your individuality and your perspective is an amazing value to everything. And what I mean by everything, the oneness, the whole, the completeness of everything. Because if you take yourself out of the equation, everything is not all anymore. All is not one. You're left out. So you're a piece of the puzzle. We're all a piece of the puzzle. And when we come together, we create this beautiful masterpiece of life. You got to tap into that here. Bring your thoughts from here to here. Live with your heart. Live from the heart. Even in this world, in this day and age, you know, that may seem scary, that may seem hard to many. Some people, you know, have the wrong outlook about that. But when we open our hearts, we open our possibilities as well. And they're endless, you know. We just got to be in alignment. We got to be positive, and we got to take time for ourselves. Do the things that you love. Do the things that bring you joy, as long as they're not harming you or anybody else, then do it. And if you can do that daily and make that a habit, then you may end up finding a path that leads you down something even greater. You know, something you might have been in search of and you didn't know it was there the whole time, you know. So I thank you guys for whoever's out there listening and who stuck with me through this whole, you know, little video. My intention here is just to help, you know, pass on my perspective, and hopefully from my unique individual and perspective, whoever this is meant for, you know, will pick up what they need and do with it, you know, what they need, and hopefully it adds to their greatest version. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to become our greatest versions, if you know, believe it or not. Even if you're breaking yourself down, there's beauty in that, because you got to see the darkness to know what the light looks like. You know, you got to know the bad to realize what the good is. So in times of distress, in times of negativity, just know that there's a lesson there, you know, and use your discernment, use your intuition to find that lesson, to learn from it, so that it doesn't come back as a karmic circle and keep happening, reoccurring in your life in just a different setting. You know, you can pay off that karmic debt and grow from your negative experiences, develop from your negative experiences. Okay? Love yourself, love those around you, love all the interactions that you have within your day, and everything will be all right. You'll be on a nice track to something positive, something beautiful. So once again, I thank you guys. If you have any comments, questions, good or bad, I take it all. I don't care. You know, like I said, it's all unique and it's all beautiful to me. So if it's a bad comment, I'll just improve on it. If it's a good comment, well, thank you for your blessing. I love all you guys, and hopefully we'll see you again, you know, with something different. I'll be trying to make different videos, different content. So we'll see you guys later. Much love. Namaste. Peace.